Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Omori. It's time to explore the vast forest.
Ooh.
We'll be doing a little bit of battling and a little bit of side questing here, but yeah, this is kind of the introductory area of the game, so we could go look for Basil right now, but we could also do a little bit of exploring.
So like everything in the first hour or so has just been tutorial, right?
Yes,
So this is where the game truly opens up, training wheels are off.
more or less, yes.
Okay.
Because I also noticed that pretty much every fight that you did earlier was scripted. You had to do X number of fights, yeah. But over on the overworld here, you can run into more
Battles, yes.
more battles, yeah.
Mind you, we haven't learned that many skills yet, so
Hector, why?
it's still mostly going to be
Shit.
it's still mostly going to be attack to win, but we'll get to more complicated tactics as we get more abilities. Squawk, Pinwheel Forest.
Now, abilities in this game, given the nature of it being an RPG, are they like spells essentially, or are they like character-specific attacks that only they could do, or some of the shit?
They're all things only they can do,
Okay.
but they function as spells basically.
And the emotional mechanic of this is essentially the rock, paper, scissors element of this game, where certain attacks that thrive on certain emotions are better for certain other emotions. Is that how it works?
Yes, you don't have to worry about that too much. I certainly don't.
Okay.
That's more for the route where you do a lot more of the JRPG stuff. So the game's not that hard, to be perfectly honest with you.
Like, even if you're doing the more RPG type route, it's not that difficult.
No, it'll certainly make you do more of the ability thinking, but it's not the most, it's not Megaton.
Now, I think this game, just on a surface level rating, again, I have not played this game for myself, seems that it wants to tell you a story more than anything else. It has a great aesthetic and all that jazz, but they don't want to gatekeep story elements too hard with like overly cumbersome gameplay. So it's probably on the easy end just to make sure that you're experiencing what they want you to experience.
Generally speaking, yes, but you will die if you're not careful. So
Okay.
don't think that you can just mash attack to win the entire game and be fine.
It's a very innocent looking game, but it'll still kick your dick in if you're not careful.
Yes, mostly the bosses.
It's interesting thinking about that. Oh, two enemies. Oh man. There's a lot of games that have like a story mode now, not necessarily story mode in like, oh, this is the mode you play to see the story, but like a story difficulty mode where if you're more interested in the plot or just the vibes that a specific game has than the intricacies of the battle system, they will tone things down so that you can just get to the end, which I do appreciate. Typically though, again, since I've been playing games my whole life, I normally just stick to the default difficulty or whatever the game wants, like the developers want you to play it at, if that makes sense.
Well, I was going to ask, given the age, because I was going to mention something similar to that, but do we choose default because it's what we personally want, or do we still have a stigma for playing a game in an easier difficulty? Even if it is just for experiencing the story. Because nowadays, you see it everywhere. If a game has an easier difficulty, they'll label it as for those that just want to enjoy the story and not worry too much about the game itself. Does that soften the blow, or do you still have some adhesion to it because you don't want to be seen as the one playing the game on easy?
I think to some extent, that's just going to be something that's been ingrained to us because back when video games were dickheads,
You didn't have a choice in the matter.
it's like, but then there's also
not so much having a
easy
choice,
whippy
but-
baby mode. Oh,
Yeah, it was not so much having a choice. It was more like you were mocked to hell and back for playing on an easier mode. Which I would say you programmed that in there, though.
Yeah, there are like SNES games where you just straight up don't get to see the final levels if you play on the easier mode.
Yeah,
you know, the games where they're like, oh, yeah, Duke Nukem will be like, oh, you're playing on baby easy mode. Guess I should call you a woman, you know, and other sexist things like that. Like, or you know, or potentially worse, depending on what era of the 90s/2000s you were in. But that's a story for a different day. I feel like for those of us who, you know, feel like, because we grew up in that era and thus feel like, oh, I'm not a wimpy baby Weenie Hut Jr. I'm a real boy. I can play on the hard mode. Just generally speaking, since I play a lot of RPGs, though, I found that I either play on the default normal setting and am fine with it, or I even bump it up to the harder setting just because that's what I'm comfortable with. I do remember that when I tried Doom 2016, I tried it on the default normal setting. Like where they said, this is a game that's supposed to be hard. We recommend playing on at least this difficulty. And I tried it and it was too hard. And then when I bumped it down, I started having a lot more fun because I wasn't dying as much. So
you're telling me that you're playing a video game to feel good?
I mean, so that is true in that instance, yes. But I feel like with a game like this, like Omori specifically, you're probably not playing it just to feel good. Like I feel like this is one of those games you play when it's just like, oh man, my emotions haven't been kicked in the balls recently. I should fix that.
Well, either way, you're engrossed. And I think there's enjoyment to be had, no matter the subject matter, in being engrossed in a story.
Oh, of course. Yes, for sure. But it's kind of, oh man, I'm trying to think of a right way to put it. Like, if you're watching a sad movie, for example, like Schindler's List or whatnot.
Shark Tale.
No, I said sad movie, not bad movie, John. Shark Tale's so bad. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
that feel when you'd rather think about the literal Holocaust as opposed to Will Smith fish. Oh, Jesus Christ. But like, I wouldn't say that when I'm watching a movie like that, I'm like enjoying myself, but I certainly am engrossed. Which is, it's different. Like it's a different kind of experience. Which is hard to put into words, honestly, because I'm not very smart. But yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, right now we're seeing like the colorful fantasy world, but I'm assuming that a lot of this game, especially if you're going for the ending Ryan said he's going to go for, where things are much darker and more melancholy throughout.
Yeah, generally speaking. Also, you do want to do the side quest against one of Aubrey's best moves.
Oh, so like your upgrades are hidden behind the side quests and whatnot.
They're mostly by levels, but you can find a few in the overworld.
That's actually something that I really enjoy, and that I think I like about this game, because I'm sure we've all played RPGs that have something 50,000 side quests or whatever. And it's just like everyone's like, oh cool, 50 gold. Oh cool, some potions. Oh cool, I don't know. And maybe 1 out of the 100 of them are worth it. It is also always really nice when you do something and you get an upgrade that feels this rewarding, you know?
It's your introductory quest, so they wanted to give you something good, and unfortunately, I think they gave you something a little too good in that regard.
Oh, is it like her best move in the game?
It's one I use a lot, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
In conjunction with the angry status, it does a lot of damage.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're gonna keep her pissed off all the time, okay.
Yes.
Is there ever any point where, like, whatever emotion you're feeling in the game will, like, affect how you act on the overworld, or no?
No, thankfully.
Okay. I feel
so
like
there's no like, oh, you mean Aubrey's sad, so therefore she's sad in the real world. No, it doesn't do that.
Okay. I feel like there might be something interesting to do with that, but for the sake of keeping things simple,
yeah, that sounds like a lot of micromanaging.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like if they wanted that to impact the story, and whatnot. I'm sure that's a lot of writing and whatever. So yeah.
Block of tofu. Weakest health item in the game. Block of tofu.
Yeah, that tracks.
To be fair, it's tofu. There's nothing there. Tofu is only interesting when you add stuff to tofu, but at that point, is it even tofu anymore?
Yeah, it's like when you cook your steak well done. It's like, why is it even there?
Yeah. Well, not even then when you microwave the steak well done.
Why is the bunny upside down?
Yeah.
Should be said though, like actually now I'm thinking about it. Could you just take like a raw steak and just fully cook it in a microwave?
I mean, you
Given
probably
enough time,
can.
you probably could.
I don't know how
Like, how does
good
that
it would
work?
taste, but
I'm also just thinking like how it would work. Like how long does it got to be in there? Like how do you got to turn it over? Yeah.
listen, it doesn't matter if you turn it over or have the thing spinning or whatnot. It's still only going to be cooked on half the side. Give up hope, John. It'll never happen.
Yeah. My face just became like blank, like Omori there, just thinking about the steak.
So yeah, Kel is sad now. His portrait has changed, and now he loses some MP instead of getting a hit for all the HP he would get hit by.
Can Omori's status change?
Yes.
Does his box change like the other characters do?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
But not now.
Not now, because I don't have
You're not happy enough.
it's more I don't have a reason to right now. Everything goes down pretty quickly, so.
I'm waiting for one of the other kids to just like, hey, so are we going to talk about how Omori is just black and white? He's like,
Gosh,
how's he
John,
doing
you
that?
can't just ask why somebody's black.
Black and white, Ted.
If you're from
Why
the
is
real
everything
world,
chrome?
why are you black
Yeah.
and white?
Yeah. Oh, you mean like morally? No.
I think Basil's in the forest. We have to go check somewhere else.
So this game will pretty liberally block you from going places you aren't supposed to go.
We are in a loop. The forest goes in a loop just from left to right, and it leads you back to where you're supposed to go.
Oh, okay.
So it's not hard to get back to where you need to go.
Okay. You can ask for specifically bad advice.
Give me bad advice. Invest in crypto.
Yeah, man. Disney totally won't.
Buy Twitter Blue.
Disney totally won't copyright claim you for using Steamboat Willie, even though it's in the popular domain. Not popular domain.
Public domain.
They literally can't anymore. So
That doesn't mean
Yeah.
that they haven't. There are people who posted parodies of Steamboat Willie on YouTube and got hit by a copyright strike.
So far, the things I've seen so far are folks that don't quite understand that it's Steamboat Willie they can use and not Mickey Mouse.
yeah.
Because yes, I understand, but there are two different characters. Like Steamboat Willie is Mickey Mouse with that hat. Mickey Mouse doesn't have the hat and is in color.
It's the same thing with Winnie
Like-
the Pooh. You can use the naked Winnie the Pooh. You can't use the one with the little red T-shirt.
No, because that is the Disney one. You cannot do that.
Disney
I understand.
Winnie the
I know
Pooh is
it's
not
dumb.
stripping. You realize?
Yeah, it is. But they are always going commando.
Yeah.
Dude, like the fucking like so I guess when this commentary was recorded, like but as soon as that thing went up in the air in public domain, like minute fucking one, like IGN posted like a horror trailer. So they were waiting for that
Of
shit
course they were.
for the clock to strike midnight. But also, can I just say, I know I'm not the only one that I've said this, but I need to stress it again. Can we do something else other than horror games? Whatever something comes out of the public
Absolutely
domain.
not, John. We must.
I'm not saying there's not a space. For it. Don't get me
Childhood
wrong. I'm
thing,
saying,
but scary is scary, John.
but I'm so tired, Father.
Yeah, it's.
Again, I'm not saying there's not a place for it, but it's like I feel it's so been done.
I just don't know how I feel about it because on one hand, fuck Disney, and they don't need anything. On the other hand, I always thought that the point of the public domain was to let, the world have access to something once its creator stopped being able to earn money from it. And for better or for worse, Disney still is using that property. So I don't know, if I'm thinking about myself 150 years down the line, and if I had made some IP that my kids or whatever were still using, like, would I want them to be able to use it and not have a terrible horror game made out of it? Maybe.
And I do not doubt for a second that there are folks out there fleshing out genuinely decent or wonderful ideas that are nowhere near the horror spectrum, but I will not hear about them at all because everyone and their grandma wants to make a horror related game out of it, and those get the most attention.
Yeah. It's also,
So it's
again, you can't separate it from the context of it's Disney and people specifically want to make a horror Mickey Mouse and not get in trouble for it because they finally put a middle finger to Disney. And you know what? Fair. I can't really argue against that. Anyway, the point of the matter is, I can't wait for the BrainScratch Commentaries Rubber Hose animation where we're all driving a boat with that stupid hat.
Well, who would be Mickey? Who would be Pete?
I'd be Pete.
Oh, you want to be Pete?
I'm pretty sure I probably have the frame for it compared to everybody else
we'll
here.
let Lewis be Mickey because he probably would be pissed off about that.
Also, high editing Lewis. So yeah, Aubrey learned headbutt.
She can knock Pokemon out of trees?
Yes.
Awesome.
If there were Pokemon to be found in these trees. You cannot get a hair across.
Honestly, I completely forgot about that you can use it to knock Pokemon off of trees. I always use it as an attack, and it's like, I hope he flinches.
It's the only way to get hair across, so.
You know, I remember as a kid, I would always like go back and forth to try to find, there's like a little animation for it too.
Wham!
Does it just do a lot of damage?
It does some damage to her too, though. So
okay.
Be careful.
Oh, it's a headbutt.
Yeah.
Actually, it's takedown that does damage to yourself in battle. Headbutt only gives a flinching chance in battle.
You okay? You need to. There are nasal sprays for that.
Actually, and this is a genetic condition. I'm offended.
Oh, I would actually appreciate if you put me in the direction of that because I gotta tell you, I am fucking miserable.
Allergy season is the worst. How easy is it to get lost in this game? Because you said the world loops a lot, right?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to just figure out where you're going. It's not that hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, by virtue of it looping, gives you an idea of where the boundaries are. So you realize quickly, okay, if I go past this point, I'm just gonna wrap back to the beginning. So I might as well go somewhere else.
You see, when I was a kid, I probably would have gotten more confused by that. I remember, like, when I was a kid playing the Sonic Mega Collection, I never really got much farther than...
The menus.
Often no, because damn, the music in the menus is so nice in that game. But Marble Garden, I didn't get past that zone very often, but the one time I did get to Ice Cap, I literally fell down that one shaft for like 3 minutes because I was like, where the hell do I go?
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
So we have our next destination in mind. We're going to the long ladder in the east of the stump. How long is the ladder? We'll have to find out next time.
An actual fucking outro to a part?
The most engaging.
Who the
cliffhanger?
fuck are you?
Hey, Chugga Conroy, jeez.